Hey guys, it's Cat Tuesday, so let's talk some cats. Now, a lot of people have heard me say time and time again that I've worked with the cats. I've continuously put my faith and my dedication into cats that other people have counted out, other people have considered to be not adoptable, um, not workable, only fit to live outside. That's the bottom line is the shelter systems are more and more conforming towards the side of just discarding cats because the larger part of that population that they cut out of their sheltering, um, the less they have to deal with. Their euthanasia numbers look better on paper, and overall, they look more successful. There's no real level of documentation for the failure of the cats that go outside that are cast away. And I assure you, you can look stats up as far as cats' survival rates. Cats' lifespan outside is 3 to 5 years on average, and that's if they blend well with their colony. If they're alone, they say the average is 2 to 3 years. Tops. That's from a 1-year-old cat to a 12-year-old cat. It doesn't really matter. That doesn't mean that if you put a 1-year-old out, it's got a good 7 in it. It still averages 3 to 5. Now you'll find people who will tell you, "Oh, a cat's been outside for 19 years," and there's exceptions, of course, but we're looking at the vast majority. I'm tired of hearing people stick up for the worst way to care for cats. I'm tired of seeing people throw cats outside, let cats outside, and every single week I'm seeing dead cats on my Lacey chatter right here on my local Facebook page about whatever's going on in town. Every week there's a dead cat on the road. There's been cats drowned. There's been cats set on fire. There have been cats poisoned. There have been cats dead for various reasons all over this town at least once a week. It's mostly hit by car. And that's just this town. This is not an isolated incident. This is happening in every town in New Jersey, every state in the country, and all over the world. Cats are being written off at a large clip. You think about some of the things that these cats have gone through. Now, you think about people too. You think about the mental troubles that people struggle through. I struggle myself. Some people need therapy to get through things. Some people need medication to get through things. What people with mental struggles need more than anything is understanding, and someone that's willing to take on what they're going through and to help them through that. That's no different in the animal field. You understand, I have so many of these things have very close ties. Many of the cats that I have myself are those very same type of stories. They fall into the same categories that people are willing to write off, and that's the biggest problem to me. That's where you're never going to talk me into a situation where my cat deserves less, because I have them. They're with their family to me. And I know that applies to so many other people, and I don't think people understand that their cats are in these categories. So the cat that they consider family, that they love so much, that same cat in a different situation is now deemed to be unadoptable, fit to live outside. As AHS put it in their flyer, ironbound cats are tough as nails. They're promoting their cats being tough based on them being in cages. And it's sad. But back to what I was saying about mental struggles. My cat Herbie, for instance, he had a hole in his neck when we got him at the shelter as a kitten. We'll get into his story in the future for sure. But if you think something grabbing you by the neck as a baby wouldn't traumatize you and make you less trusting of people, then I think we're ignoring some things. Sadie, who was thrown back outside by AHS, when she was initially trapped, she gave birth to dead babies in her trap. A woman losing a child sometimes needs years and years of therapy. Sometimes it's things that they never get over. They may have a memory of this situation tattooed on their body. They may have jewelry that symbolizes the struggle, the trauma that they've been through. So when a cat like Sadie shows up at a shelter, now we were lucky enough to know her story, and we still weren't able to stay there for her. Well, they weren't. I was ready to. But so many cats deal with things that we don't see, we don't know. We don't know what led to them being the way that they are when they enter a shelter. So it puts them at a stance that's a lot harder to work with than just your super friendly cat that comes along. So because they have things they've dealt with, they're now being deemed more likely to be put back in the situation that made them the way that they are. Imagine if this is the way that we treated people. Imagine if this is the way that we treated everyone with a mental struggle and saying, you're only deemed to be homeless. Oh, we would help you with financial assistance for a house, or we would help you with, low income housing. But it seems that you're struggling mentally, and we feel that you're only deemed to be homeless. And they just shut their doors. They hung the phone up on you. And that was across the board the label that we worked with. It'd be pretty terrible. It'd be pretty cruel and heartless, wouldn't it? That's the way I feel like we're handling cats. Cats are coming in with fear. Not, warrior strength and, endurance of 1,000 cats and, ready to go out and battle and fight for their lives, and they're so equipped to do so. No, 3 to 5 years is what they'll get. And it's just not acceptable to me. So I just wanted to, make another video and talk a little bit about the reasons why some of these cats have come in these situations. Why these cats have shown us the sides that they have that we now have to work through. We need more sheltering organizations that are willing to see these things through to the end, because a lot of these things just aren't overnight solutions. And if your entire mission is to get it out of your hands as fast as possible, then you're not part of the solution for so many cats out there. Because these cats need time and dedication. There is no shortcut to this. Mo stayed with me for a long time, and he is an absolute mush now. You understand Mo's situation? He came from a hoarding house of 38 cats. In a shelter environment, many times, because they're a story, because it's a hoarding situation, those cats will have more lenience on actually being adopted or held onto by a shelter. Because now if that story makes the paper, you can't start euthanizing those cats. Not right away. You got to hold on for a minute. And a lot of times the story making the paper, making the news, will get adoptions for those cats with the same exact temperaments of cats that didn't have that story, that didn't have 38 in the house. There was 2. And because one of those 2 isn't as trusting of their new situation as the other one, that cat would be deemed to be outside, euthanized. That would be the height of what they are. We told Mo's story already, but, you see this cat. It's so hard to hold him like a regular cat because he just melts when you pick him up. This is why it always looks like I'm flopping him around, because he's just, he's ridiculous. But this cat in the shelter was pooping himself, throwing himself into the walls of the cage, and ready to hurt you badly. You could not pick this cat up out of the cage. You had to do cage to carrier. He'd jump in the carrier. He'd jump out of the carrier, back into the cage. You continued to work with him and work with him, and he gained some trust for me for sure. But he was so on edge and so what a lot of people would consider to be not social, feral, completely unhandleable. This very cat would be outside if his situation just was a little bit different, the very same temperament. I don't consider that acceptable. So this is a lot of just what I'm going to continue to just drive this point as hard as I can, as often as I can, because it matters, and it's going to take every one of us real cat people, because unfortunately what's happening is the people who are making decisions on cats aren't cat people. All of these things that these cats are being labeled for, I've seen rescues, one of the biggest rescues in New Jersey that all of these shelters, AHS included, works with. They've posted cats that are in a shelter to say this cat needs barn or yard placement because he or she loves to be picked up, or loves to be pet, but does not like to be picked up. That's it. That's it. There is no other reasons. They're good with the litter box. Some of them are even good with other cats. But because they like to be pet but don't like to be picked up, barn or yard placement. They're casting a wide net for cats to be discarded. They are regularly promoting any situation where cats are being used for rodent control. Because boy, does that open a door for a lot of cats to go live outside and off of their books. Cat people have to come together and demand better for cats. The people who are going to be there for these cats are cat people, but we have to create venues to do so. If we're going to foster, we have to go in there. We have to get these cats that need our help, that aren't safe in shelters, because these are not responsible people. They're not doing responsible things for the better of cats. They're doing things for the better of their image, for themselves. A lot of it's smoke and mirrors, but either way you look at it, shelter systems are overwhelmed, and they've now hit the panic button, and they'll do whatever to make themselves look the cleanest at the end of this. It's not about cats. So this is why, as I said, it's going to take every cat person out there knowing the mission at hand, not taking these excuses, not understanding the truth. You know, really, you have to know the truth. And regardless of what conversation you wind up in, we have to stay the course, and we have to demand better for these cats. It's not going to be easy. There's hundreds of thousands of cats out there. But we have to make sure that we're standing up for them, because no one else is going to. So many cats, just by me being in that building, just by other people being in the room at the time, because it wasn't just me. There's a lot of other people that fought the same way that I fought. I feel that the amount of time that I did it for, and the amount of influence I had by the time I was gone, was larger for cats than anybody that ever walked through those doors. That's just my honest opinion about my impact. But that doesn't take anything away from anybody else. And I'm telling you that there's people who stuck up for a cat, and just by the way that they believed in this cat, other people pumped their brakes on harsh decisions that would go against that cat's best interest. Where euthanasia would have been on the table, where throwing the cat back outside would have been on the table. But because someone was there, believed in that cat, and invested in that cat going forward, that cat wound up in a home. That's the only difference. Not that this cat was workable or if it wasn't workable. There was someone who was willing to do it. And that's what made it happen. That's what made it happen for all these cats over the years. And the only thing that made me better is I was willing for 21 years. So that'll stack up a good amount of success. 21 years. You know, because there's so many awesome people that I've worked with that if they put in the same 21 years, I think they'd be on the absolute same level as me. It's not a matter of skill. It's a matter of dedication. It's a matter of passion for what you're doing. I've been laughed at countless times because I took it too seriously. I treated it as a way of life. But it's the hill that I've chosen to die on. These animals are being counted out left and right, and I understand the big picture of it. I understand what they're going through, and it's our job to help them through it. And if we're not part of the solution. Not for those cats, we're not. Maybe there's something else we're fighting towards, but as far as helping Herbie, helping Callie, helping Mo, helping Lisa, helping Aria, those things aren't being done. Helping Shotzi, helping Legend, helping Jade. Many stories will be told on here because I want to prove to you guys that this can be done. And this can be done pretty easily. Not without work, not without dedication, but if you want it, we can do this. We can absolutely do this. You can go grab the most scared cat from any shelter near you right now, and I will walk you through the process of making that a house cat. I promise. That's how confident I am in what I do. I can help you do this. If there's a shelter out there and you're working there and they're giving you the platform to do this and you're just stuck on how to work with this cat or how to work with that cat, please reach out to me. I would love to help other people do what I've done. If there's a shelter organization that as a whole would like to push this mission even heavier and would like me to help their staff, please reach out to me. I would love more than anything to help continue this mission in various different avenues. I can help walk anybody through cat temperaments, working with cats. I'm going to try to show you a little bit of things later. We'll see how it goes because I'm going to set up a makeshift kind of situation over here in my house. So not really the same as a shelter, but it could be similar to a foster situation, although these guys already live here, so they're not going to give you the same reaction. So we'll play with that a little bit later. You're going to get the story of Callie later. And hope everybody enjoyed. Hope you got something from this. And cats deserve better, guys. Let's do this.